In a luxurious meeting room in the heart of São Paulo, Leonardo Oliveira, a 38-year-old millionaire, hurriedly reviews the latest contracts. His eyes scan the papers, but his mind is far away, trapped in an emptiness that neither power nor money can fill. Leonardo, owner of a chain of high-end hotels, is known for his coldness in business. But in recent months, a strange sense of lack has been constantly accompanying him. He lives surrounded by luxury, but with his heart locked since the untimely death of his wife 7 years ago. On the same day, on the other side of the city, Livia, a 28-year-old young single mother, finishes fixing her hair before heading out to work. Her 5-year-old daughter, Sophia, with her curious eyes and innocent smile, runs around the house. Livia works as an assistant in an art gallery, and despite the financial difficulties, she does everything to ensure that Sophia has a life full of love and good memories. In the afternoon, fate decides to play. Leonardo, at a friend's invitation, visits the gallery where Livia works. He walks through the corridors, not paying much attention to the works of art, more focused on his own mind. Sophia, who was playing in the hallway with her colored pencils, runs when she sees him. Stopping in front of him with the most natural air in the world, she says out loud, "I know you! Your photo is in Daddy's wallet." Leonardo freezes. That is impossible. He looks at the girl, who watches him with curiosity. Leonardo's heart races. Father's wallet, he thinks, but he has no children, at least not that he knows of. His head starts to spin, as if the past, which he had long tried to ignore, came back with full force. Sophia pulls her mother by the hand and says, now more quietly, but with the same certainty, "It's him, Mommy, the man in the photo." Olivia, not understanding anything, looks at Leonardo with astonishment, and for a moment something in his face also seems familiar to her. She tries to disguise her nervousness with a forced smile. "I'm sorry, sir." "Sophia, what are you saying?" "I'm sorry, she's just a child." But it was too late. The doubt had already been planted. The connection between Leonardo, Livia, and that simple phrase from Sophia would turn their lives upside down. Leonardo can't forget Sophia's words. His heart, once so shielded, begins to beat erratically. He tries to continue with the gallery visit, but he's distracted. As he walks through the corridors, his eyes stray toward Livia. She, in turn, tries to hide her discomfort with what happened. What could her daughter be saying? Sophia, so little, shouldn't know that man. And why did that face seem vaguely familiar? Leonardo, visibly restless, walks up to the counter where Livia is working and asks politely, "I would like to speak with you. Can we talk somewhere more private?" Livia hesitates. Her motherly instincts flare up, but she sees Leonardo's serious tone and nods. "Of course, but don't misunderstand what Sophia said. Kids make things up all the time." "I understand," he replies with a voice carrying more than mere curiosity. "But there's something I can't ignore. It's not just what she said, it's something more." The two move to a more private corner of the gallery, while Sophia remains distracted with her drawings. Livia, visibly nervous, crosses her arms. "So what do you want to know?" she asks, trying to keep her tone casual. Leonardo hesitates for a moment, then decides to be direct. "Your husband or ex-husband, is he in Sophia's life?" The question catches Livia by surprise. She feels a pang in her chest at the thought of Sophia's father, a man who disappeared before even meeting his daughter. "No, he was never around. I don't know where he is and haven't for years." Leonardo notices the pain in Livia's eyes. Something in that response stirs something within him. A part of the past he always wanted to forget begins to stir in the depths of his memory, but he still can't understand what it is. He looks at Sophia again, as if searching for an answer on the child's face. "And this photo she mentioned, do you have any idea how that could be possible?" he asks, his voice sounding more hesitant. Livia lets out a nervous laugh. "Of course not. She must be confused. Sophia has always been very imaginative. But something in Leonardo's expression shows that he is not so sure about that. There is a connection, a deeper mystery between them, and he won't rest until he finds out what it is. In the following days, Leonardo can't get Sophia out of his mind. What seemed to be just a phrase spoken by a child turns into an obsession. He starts discreetly investigating Livia's life, trying to find clues that might explain how that little girl could know him or be connected to his past. On a rainy night, Leonardo receives a call from his lawyer, Marcello, a longtime friend. They arrange a meeting at the restaurant of one of Leonardo's hotel chains, where they discuss business matters. But in the middle of the conversation, Leonardo can't resist. "Marcello, I need your help with something personal. There's something, or rather someone, I'm trying to understand. A little girl said something disturbing to me, and I can't let it go." "What did she say?" Marcello asks, intrigued. "She said she knew my face, that it's in her father's wallet. But I've never seen that child or her father in my life. I've been investigating the mother, but I can't find anything that makes sense." Marcello remains silent for a moment, until an idea occurs to him. "Have you ever thought that this story might be connected to your past? What if that child is closer to you than you think?" His friend's words strike Leonardo like lightning. The past he had buried with so much effort comes rushing back. Years ago, he had a brief but intense relationship with a woman. They separated abruptly, and since then, he never heard from her again. Could she be Sophia's mother? That same night, Leonardo can't sleep. He remembers Marina, a woman he loved deeply but who left his life without explanations. Could she have had a child with him? Could it be possible that Sophia is his daughter? The next day, Leonardo decides to confront Livia directly. He goes to the gallery again, this time with his heart racing and an urgency he could not control. Upon arriving, he sees Sophia playing with dolls, while Livia organizes an art catalogue. With determined steps, he approaches. "Livia, I need to talk to you now." She looks at him, surprised by the serious tone in his voice. "What happened? Did you find out something about the photo Sophia mentioned?" Leonardo takes a deep breath, looking directly into Livia's eyes. "I might be wrong, but I need to know, did you know a woman named Marina?" The name makes Livia's face turn pale. Her heart seems to stop for a second and she feels her legs tremble. She tries to stay calm, but memories flood in. "Yes, Marina was my cousin. But what does that have to do with you? How do you know her?" Leonardo feels a chill down his spine. Now everything begins to make sense. He takes a deep breath before continuing. "I had a relationship with her years ago, and since she left I never heard anything. But now, seeing Sophia, hearing what she said, I need to know, Livia. Where is Marina? She is Sophia's mother, isn't she?" Livia looks away, her hands trembling slightly. She knew this day would come, but she didn't imagine it would be so soon. After a few seconds of silence, she confirms with a nod, "Yes, Marina is Sophia's mother, and she left Sophia with me before she disappeared. I raised my niece as if she were my daughter because she asked me to. She trusted me, and I never knew about your involvement, Leonardo." Leonardo feels as if the ground is collapsing beneath his feet. Sophia is his daughter. The truth he had feared so much is right there in front of him, more real than ever. But there is still a great mystery. Where is Marina? Why did she leave her daughter and disappear? The following days are a whirlwind for Leonardo. The fact that he is a father changes everything. For years, he lived a superficial life, never allowing himself to form deep bonds with anyone always focused on his business and achievements. But now Sophia, an innocent little girl full of life, depended on him. The image of his daughter consumed him, and he knew he couldn't run away from this new reality. One afternoon, Leonardo decides to visit Livia at her home, determined to understand more about Marina and what happened in recent years. Livia, nervous, opens the door and invites him in. She offers him a coffee, but the tension between them is palpable. "I know this is a lot for you, Leonardo, but I want you to understand that I did my best for Sophia. She is my life," says Livia, trying to control her voice while serving the coffee. Leonardo, sitting at the small kitchen table, takes a deep breath before responding. "I believe you, Livia. I know Sophia is an amazing girl and you've done a wonderful job raising her, but I've lost so much time. I didn't know she existed, and now I feel like I have to make up for that. And I need to know more about Marina. Why did she leave?" Livia leans back in her chair, her trembling hands holding the cup. "I ask myself that question every day too, Leonardo. Marina was my best friend, my cousin. She just vanished, left me with Sophia, and went away without explanation. She left a letter saying that Sophia would be safer with me. To this day, I don't understand what happened, but I believe she was running from something or someone." Leonardo stares into the void, Livia's words echoing in his mind. A feeling of guilt and fear begins to grow inside him. He thinks about how Marina disappeared and what could be behind all of this. The mystery of her disappearance torments him, and he feels the need to protect Sophia now more than ever. That night, Leonardo goes home determined to be a present father for Sophia. He begins to visit her more often, trying to form a bond that he never had the chance to build. At first he feels like a stranger, but little by little Sophia starts to accept his presence. The conversations between them are short and filled with the girl's curious questions. "Do you live in a castle, Daddy?" she asks with bright eyes as they walk through the park. Leonardo smiles, realizing how such a small child can change everything. "No, but it feels like a castle to me," he replies, holding her hand. Over time, the meetings between Leonardo, Livia, and Sophia become more frequent. Leonardo feels a deep gratitude for Livia, who took care of Sophia with so much love. The tension between them dissolves and gives way to a more affectionate relationship. They share laughs, stories, and concerns, and Livia begins to see a side of Leonardo that no one else knew. A vulnerable man, full of doubts and guilt, but who is determined to redeem himself. Meanwhile, Leonardo does not give up on searching for Marina. He hires private investigators, uses all the resources he has to try to find any clue about her whereabouts, but it seems that Marina has disappeared from the face of the earth. The search for answers becomes a constant effort, and this in a way brings Leonardo and Livia even closer. Both share the same pain, the same mystery, and although the past is still a shadow, Leonardo begins to realize that sometimes love and family emerge in unexpected ways. After months of searching, Leonardo receives a call from his investigators with an unexpected discovery. Marina has been found, living reclusively in a small town in the interior of Minas Gerais. The information is limited, but enough for Leonardo to act immediately. Without wasting time, he decides to travel to confront her. Livia and Sophia go with him after all. This is a journey that also belongs to them. Upon arriving in the town, a simple and isolated place, they find Marina's house, a humble brick structure. Leonardo's heart races as he approaches. His mind is full of questions, his soul full of resentment and hope. Sophia, holding Livia's hand, seems unaware of the tension, not fully understanding what is about to happen. Leonardo knocks on the door. For a few seconds, only the sound of the wind fills the silence until the door finally opens. There is Marina. Her eyes, tired and full of untold stories, meet Leonardo's. She looks older, more fragile than he remembered. Upon seeing Sophia, her eyes well up, but she maintains control. "Marina," Leonardo begins, his voice trembling, full of unspoken emotions. "Why did you leave? Why did you run away? Sophia, she is my daughter." Marina closes her eyes, as if feeling the weight of all the words she needs to say. She looks at Livia, who remains silent, trying to stay calm. "Yes, Leonardo. Sophia is your daughter," Marina says, her voice laden with pain. "I left because I had no choice. I did it to protect her, to protect both of you." The shock of her words reverberates in the air. Leonardo feels the ground disappear beneath his feet. Protect them? From what? Protect from what? He asks, his voice harsh and desperate. "You left me in the dark. I didn't know anything, Marina." Marina takes a step back and leans against the doorframe. Her body seems fragile, as if carrying the weight of the world. Then she begins to speak. "At the time I discovered I was pregnant, I also found out that I had gotten involved with dangerous people who would not hesitate to hurt those I loved. When I realized my life was at risk, I knew I couldn't keep Sophia close to me. I left to keep her safe. I left her with Livia because I knew you, Leonardo, were not prepared to face this reality. I couldn't risk her life, or yours." Leonardo tries to process the words, but anger and pain overwhelm him. "You could have trusted me. I would have protected you. Instead, you ran away and I lost years of my daughter's life. Years, Marina." Tears roll down Marina's face, but she remains firm. Livia, who had been watching silently, finally intervenes, her voice low but firm. "Leonardo, I also didn't know the whole story. Marina trusted me to protect Sophia, but I never imagined she was running from something so serious. She did it out of love, to save your daughter." Sophia, sensing the tense atmosphere around her, asks softly, "Mommy, is everything okay?" The adults fall silent for a moment. Marina looks at Sophia and with a sad smile kneels before her. "Sophia, I am your mother, but your Aunt Livia raised you with all the love I would have liked to give. I love you, and I always wanted the best for you." Leonardo watches the scene, his anger slowly dissipating, replaced by overwhelming sadness. He realizes that although he has been deprived of years with his daughter, Marina acted out of desperation and love. And now, faced with the whole truth, he has the chance to rebuild what was lost. The days following the reunion are quiet, filled with reflection and a sense of relief, but also of sadness. Marina had chosen sacrifice out of fear of a dark past, but now, looking at Sophia playing in the backyard of the simple house, she realizes how much she has lost. And at the same time, she sees that her decision saved her. The daughter she loved so much grew up safely, surrounded by Livia's love. Leonardo, however, struggles with conflicting feelings. The anger that consumed him gradually turns into acceptance. He observes Sophia with a new perspective. The way she smiles, how she plays, how she looks at him with admiration. She is a part of him, but at the same time she grew up without him. Now he feels ready to be the father she deserves, but the guilt of not having been present is hard to bear. One morning, Leonardo and Marina talk alone for the first time since the reunion. "I understand why you did what you did," Leonardo begins, his eyes fixed on the horizon. "But you should have given me the chance to know, to protect you both. I can't help but think about what could have been different." Marina takes a deep breath, her eyes heavy with guilt and pain. She knew these words would come, but hearing them from the man she loved made everything more real. "I wasn't trying to punish you, Leonardo," she replies with a broken voice. "I did what I thought was right at the time. Sophia means everything to me, but you're right. I should have trusted you." They remain silent for a moment, both absorbing the weight of past decisions. But before the words of hurt consume them, Livia enters the room with Sophia, bringing a breath of normalcy to the tension. The little girl runs to Leonardo, jumping into his lap with a cheerful laugh. "Daddy, are we going to the park again today?" she asks, her innocent smile lighting up Leonardo's face. He smiles back, realizing that despite everything, he has a chance to build something new. He cannot change the past, but he can create a better future for his daughter. "Of course, my love, let's go to the park." Livia, who watched from afar as the connection between father and daughter developed, feels a mix of relief and sadness. She raised Sophia as her own daughter and knew that this transition would not be easy. Marina approaches her, visibly emotional. "Livia, I will never be able to thank you enough for what you did for Sophia. You were more than an aunt to her, you were a mother." Livia smiles with a touch of melancholy. "She will always be my daughter too. But now it is time for you and Leonardo to take care of her together." The future, still uncertain, seems clearer. Leonardo commits to being present for Sophia, while Marina, visibly recovering emotionally, decides that it is time to rebuild her own life without fear. She knows the path will be long, but the reunion with Leonardo and Sophia has given her the courage she had long lost. Livia, in turn, finds peace in knowing that her role as Sophia's guardian has been fulfilled. She says goodbye to the role of mother, but not to the unconditional love she feels for her niece. And so they decide to move forward. Leonardo, Marina, and Sophia finally form a united family. Livia, now at peace, remains a constant figure in Sophia's life, a bond of love that will never be broken. The past cannot be changed, but the future that still remains to be written, and everyone is ready to start anew. Months have passed since the reunion. Leonardo, Marina, Livia, and Sophia now live in harmony, each finding their own place in the new family dynamic. Leonardo, once a cold and distant man, is unrecognizable. His days as a workaholic businessman are fading away as he discovers the joy and love of being a father. Sophia fills his life in ways he never imagined. Afternoons at the park, tight hugs before bedtime, curious questions. All of this gives Leonardo a new perspective on what really matters. On a sunny morning, Leonardo walks hand in hand with Sophia to school, something he now does every day. She looks at him with admiration, talking about the drawings she made and the games with her friends. He smiles, realizing how much his life has changed. "Daddy, today I'm going to draw our family," she announces with the innocent enthusiasm of a child. "And who will be in the drawing?" Leonardo asks with a curious smile. Sophia thinks for a moment and answers naturally. "You, Mommy, Marina, Aunt Livia, and me. We're all a family, aren't we?" Leonardo's heart warms upon hearing those words. He knew that the concept of family had changed for him. It was no longer about perfection or having everything under control. Now, it was about love, acceptance, and the bonds that are built even in the most unlikely situations. Marina, for her part, is slowly rebuilding her life. She has spent months in therapy, facing the fears and traumas of the past. Although she still bears the marks of what happened, she is determined to be a present mother and to make up for lost time with Sophia. And with the support of Leonardo and Livia, she is finding her strength again. Livia is also finding her way. After years dedicating her life to raising Sophia, she finally decides to follow her own dreams. She opens a small art gallery, a long-held dream she had postponed. Even so, she remains present in Sophia's life as an essential figure, a second mother, a friend, and a guide. And at a Sunday dinner, the new family gathers. Sophia runs around the house laughing as she shows everyone her latest drawing. Leonardo, Marina, and Livia watch the girl with smiles on their faces. The tension and hurts of the past seem distant now. They all know that although life has taken unexpected turns, they managed to turn the pain into something beautiful. A family. Leonardo, reflecting on everything he has been through, raises his glass of wine, breaking the moment of silence at the table. Life isn't always as we plan, but it has a way of giving us what we need. We've been through a lot, but in the end, we made it. And for that, I am grateful. Marina and Livia raise their glasses, silently agreeing. The toast seals a new beginning for everyone. What an emotional story. Leonardo, a businessman who seemed to have it all, discovered that the true treasure wasn't in his material success, but in his ability to love and reconnect with his daughter, Sophia. Throughout this journey, he faced the shadows of his past, reunited with Marina, Sophia's mother, and with the help of Livia, who played a crucial role, built a family from unexpected bonds. Each of us may face situations where the answers aren't clear and the past seems unmanageable. But what this story shows us is that with love, empathy, and courage, we can transform our pain into new possibilities. Did you enjoy this story? Then don't forget to like and share. Do you know someone who needs to hear this message? Send this video to friends and family and help spread this inspiration. And don't miss the next episode on our channel, Inspired Stories. We are preparing a new story that will touch your heart even more.